The turning points in human history have all been about things. The Industrial Revolution was about machines. The space age was about science and rockets. The information age was about computers and data. But now, we are entering the age of humans. Truly, magnificently, utterly powered by people. Where people would be able to do anything they dream of. Children learning of atoms by seeing inside atoms. Doctors performing surgeries from miles away. The ability to see the invisible. To play, to learn, to live, to work, the way one only dreamt of. Because with 5G ultra-wideband, technology is no longer about what technology can do, but about what people can do with it.
Okay, good afternoon. You're fortunate that you're in the room for this presentation because your names will be entered for a new 5G phone. You have to be here to win, though. Only kidding. And they told me I had 15 minutes after the video. They're taking the video off of my 15 already, so like any good 5G guy, I'll go fast. Okay? I'm Mike Maiorana, and I'm privileged to lead the public sector business at Verizon. We're a long-standing trusted partner of the GBEF. I want to thank, from behalf of Verizon and our co-sponsors here, Nokia in particular, I want to thank Don and the entire GBEF group for putting this terrific event on. So I've been here 28 plus years. I'm going to give you a little bit of a history lesson on wireless technology and give you some interesting facts about 5G. Clearly, 5G is one of the hottest technologies that is being voiced or displayed here at CES this year. A lot of interesting interpretations of 5G. I want to make sure that before you leave here with me today that you have Verizon's perspective on 5G and not necessarily only the technology of 5G, how it's enabled, but more importantly, the capabilities that it will enable for consumers, businesses, and governments all across the world. I would, if you haven't already, recommend that you go onto the CES website and watch Hans Vestberg's speech, his keynote from Tuesday night. He's our CEO, and he did a terrific keynote on the 5G topic. What was great about it is we weren't just talking about bits and bytes and speeds and throughputs and latencies. He brought on multiple partners, including a brain neurosurgeon and a drone operator and other companies that ultimately will be taking advantage of this great innovative technology. So I'm going to talk to you today about the evolution of the wireless technology that you're so used to. 5G ultra-wideband. 5G ultra-wideband. 5G is not all created equally, unfortunately, so we're going to tell you about ultra-wideband. What's happening already in 4 cities across America. How we're inviting you in the audience as well as developers all across America into our 5G labs to help explore the potential of 5G, and ultimately how 5G will enable government of the future. So I started at Bell Atlantic Mobile back in 1990. Anyone own that Gordon Gekko phone on the bottom left? Remember Gordon Gekko? Some of you young people may not. Wall Street. He was walking on the beach using that. Remember how phones cost? I don't know, $1,000 at least, the transportable bag phones or the installed car phones. It's funny how now an iPhone 10 also costs you $1,000. It certainly does a lot more than those phones of the past. But each generation ultimately brought into the fold additional capabilities. There was a time where your phone didn't work in most of America. With the investment of cellular infrastructure, we really became confident and codependent on voice technology. Who remembers ever thinking that they would text message on a cellular phone or take a picture on a cellular phone? I was working at Bell Atlantic at the time, and we introduced a camera phone and really couldn't understand why anyone would ever want to take a picture on a camera. And obviously, you can't stop taking a picture of me right now up here on stage. The BlackBerry, that was a great government device. Thank you. That was your cue. We have to tweet this out, my PR team told me. The BlackBerry was a great government device, very reliable, very email-centric. 3G did a little data, but it did data really slow. We still run across some government clients with BlackBerries. And then ultimately, 4G LTE really ripped the lid off of data transmission. If you have kids, you know how much data they can consume watching YouTube videos or surfing the web. Fortunately, we've got the infrastructure in place now and the spectrum and the capacity to offer unlimited data plans, so customers can take advantage of the 4G LTE devices, and they're pretty damn good, right? They offer great video quality, great speed, and certainly will be around for years and years to come. In the first 4 renditions, it was a transition from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. 4 is going to be here a long time, and what I'm going to talk to you about 5 is that it's not a transition from 4. It's really a transformation, a completely re-engineered way to deliver high-speed data with ultra-low latency across a wide number of customers. I want to tell you that the future has begun. Extreme mobile broadband will deliver transformational experiences, super low latency for critical machine communications with throughput of up to 10 gigabits per second. Imagine near simultaneous transmission of high-definition data for our first responders. Clearly a life-saving capability. And then certainly massive communication, not only for millions of people, but billions of things. To make 5G happen, there are 3 critical elements. You need ultra-wideband, or what we call millimeter wave spectrum. Critical for 5G, millimeter wave spectrum. You need end-to-end deep fiber resources for the backhaul, right? Fiber is critical to a 4G. It is critical to a 4G, but more so to a 5G ecosystem. And then certainly the capability to densify the cellular infrastructure. Cell sites at maybe 1,000 feet apart, very densely engineered within a city. On Tuesday, if you still read newspapers, you saw a full-page ad in many of the major newspapers from our Chief Technology Officer, Kyle Malady. It was an op-ed talking to what Verizon means when we say 5G, to try to set the record straight. I'm going to quote him here in my next bit of remarks. To be clear, 5G is a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity to redefine how people think about and use technology. So as an industry, we have some commotion in the front. So as an industry, we must be clear on what 5G is. Fancy marketing and creative external communications can, I think, confuse the marketplace. The cellular industry has been guilty of that in the past. I remember years ago, customers asking me, who really cares? 2G, 3G, what does it mean for me as a user? How will it benefit my business? How will it benefit my experience? So we're really aggressively communicating out to the industry that they must be clear on what 5G is and what it isn't. 5G is not taking a 4G phone and putting a 5 in the top left corner. I don't know if any of you are privileged enough to have that in your pocket today. My condolences. 5G requires three things, okay? Requires a brand new device, a handset or a modem, connecting to a network using brand new technology, brand new radio technology that delivers ultimately new capabilities that you're not able to experience today. And that's what Verizon is committing to deliver. So last year, we were proud to announce the launch of 5G broadband services in 4 cities across America: Sacramento, Los Angeles, Houston, and Indianapolis. So we have consumers now going ahead with a 5G connection, abandoning their cable connection for the experience of 5G. We also have already begun friendly user trials with enterprise customers, and we're looking to also launch that to government customers in these 4 cities. It demonstrates our progress in delivering on our promise of 5G, and it also has some pretty incredible implications for government and enterprise. Bless you. Customers can ultimately start to work with the technology. Applications developers can start to work with the technology to really create the future. You know, if you think about it, someone mentioned Uber before. When you had a 3G or a 4G phone years ago, you didn't imagine that with a piece of glass you would allow a stranger to come to your house to pick you up and bring you somewhere. And that was an application that ultimately was created based on the capabilities of the technology. We're really high and confident that that is what's going to happen with 5G. So we've established incubators or laboratories in 5 cities across America: New York, Waltham, Mass, Palo Alto, California, Washington, D.C., and Los Angeles, to do that very thing, to explore the boundaries of the technology, to co-create new applications in hardware, and to engage with the community, encouraging innovators to rethink what's possible in a 5G world. There are 5 labs. The one in Washington, D.C. Houses a public safety, first responder, cybersecurity, and hospital technology lab. It's first of its kind innovation incubator that will give startups and other innovators opportunity to come in to help solve problems for that community, a very important community of first responders. New York City will focus on media and finance tech. Waltham, Mass, robotics, healthcare, and real-time enterprise services. Palo Alto, education and big data. And Los Angeles, augmented reality and holograms. So special invitation to all the CES government participants, both from government and industry, to reach out to Verizon, to reach out to your day-to-day contact. I know many of you work with Verizon today. Reach out to me to understand how to engage in these labs. But again, it's more important to talk about the potential of the business outcomes that 5G will deliver. Critical machine learning, 5G will impact robotics, manufacturing, and other machine-based apps. Systems will have the ability to communicate seamlessly, and when they do, systems can detect quality issues and prevent defects before products reach market. Virtual and augmented reality can be used to simulate training opportunities that will better prepare workers or first responders through realistic scenarios. And then intelligent video and smart communities. For those of us who live in communities with traffic, pollution, and public safety or crime problems, our Smart Communities program can improve lives of the citizens that it serves. This is my final slide. I'm going to be pretty descriptive here. Again, it's to educate you on what 5G is and what you need to hold the industry accountable for to deliver. These are all performance metrics based on industry 3GPP standards and specifications, and they represent the potential of the technology. So just imagine 5G delivering up to 10 gigabits per second of throughput. Just imagine that a total area throughput of 10 terabytes per second per square mile. Just imagine staying connected to a traveling device up to 310 miles per hour. Just imagine connecting up to 1 million devices in a square kilometer. Just imagine installing this technology in less than 90 minutes. Just imagine consuming only 10% of the energy that 4G currently consumes. Just imagine reducing latency, the end-to-end travel time of data to around 5 milliseconds. And just imagine reliability at 5 nines. Verizon is very proud to be a major provider of technology to governments and industries all across America. We take our obligation to deliver best-in-class services, solutions, and support very seriously. We're all in on 5G. We're excited about the future, and we look forward to partnering with you to make 5G matter. Thank you very much. It's already ready in 4 cities. We have it in Sacramento, Houston, Indianapolis, and in Los Angeles for consumers. It's already in trial mode for some business customers in those communities. It's already available at those incubator labs across America. We've committed to delivering 2 smartphones this year, 2 5G smartphones this year. And you know, we've taken it, if you look over time, the amount of investment that's been made in spectrum, not only with FCC auctions, but we acquired a company called Straight Path. We acquired a company called XO Communications that had deep swaths of this ultra-wideband millimeter wave spectrum. And we've been investing fiber aggressively across America. We did a huge deal with Corning about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, purchasing fiber from here to Mars to be able to lay the groundwork. So it's coming. It's here in many instances. These are very aspirational objectives, and it's what we're working hard to ultimately deliver. Thank you. This is the Q&A portion of our event. I don't know, Don, we had this worked into the clock? Okay, we got one more in the back. For sure. I'll give you, it's real clear. The Verizon business strategy is